I had raced Zegama 2 times before, so that also gave me a lot of confidence that I knew I would. I knew the course very well. I had raced it in sunny conditions and in super stormy, rainy, wet conditions. And third, I had a good training period in advance, and everything had gone well, so there was nothing to be unsure about. So I tried to just tell myself that I'm ready for this and it's going to be really cool. And tomorrow, when I go to the start line, I will remind myself that I'm going out doing something I really love, running many hours in the mountains among the best runners in the world. So I think to keep a positive mindset is really important for me to do well.
And now you come to the start line.
Then,
And
yes.
was it really fast start? How was it like in your mind? Did you say to yourself, okay, now we're going much too fast, or said, okay, we could go faster? How was it?
So it always goes pretty fast out of town. We do a little loop in town on the asphalt before we head up and into the mountains. So there, the first kilometers, it's more about like, don't fall, just hang in there. There will be many fast men coming from behind and trying to stress to pass you, and so it's all about like keeping your backpack on and putting your feet on the right place. And I think for most runners, your heart rate will be a little high in the beginning there, just because it's a little stressful moment. But then you come out and it's a really steep hill actually when you get out of town. Um, and I knew that, and it kind of meets you like a wall. So there it's just to settle in, settle in your own pace and try to focus on kind of finding a rhythm that is sustainable. And then you see the girls, some girls passes you, some girls you pass, but I just tried to not think so much about the positions at that time because it's way too early and that climb is really steep and it continues to be very steep. So for me in the beginning there, it was just to find my own rhythm and not spend too much energy there, because I knew after a little bit it will flatten out more, and then you can kind of get open your legs more and get into the good running stride. And there it's more important to kind of start to position yourself. um, so, and it was the first also long race of the season. So we run for 4.5 hours. So again, it's like a lot of people get really stressed in the beginning that you have to keep up with the in the position you want to end up with. But it's so much more important to just find your own rhythm in the beginning and get eventually like find a sustainable pace, and then you can focus on pushing over the hills. And I felt pretty quickly that I was strong in the uphills. So every time there was an uphill and a lot of people started to hike, I was able to push the running a lot more. And I think I've got a lot. First of all, I think I'm more of a runner than a hiker, so I like to run in the uphills, but also during the whole winter in Norway, I train on the treadmill. So I run intervals on 15%, sometimes also 20%, not very often, mostly 10 and 15%. And I always run, I never hike. So I think when I felt really strong there and I started to pass girls, I thought about, oh yes, finally now the treadmill sessions are paying out here. So that was really nice. And then I just progressively passed more and more runners and took the lead after 12 kilometers.
Do you remember what heart rate you had in the beginning, at the start, like till till the first uphill? Do you watch? Do you watch
I
the
don't
watch?
remember.
Do you check
Yeah,
the heart rate or no?
yeah, I always look at the watch, but I'm also, like I said, I'm not too concerned in like the first 15 minutes, because I know, because of the nervousness and the stress and everything in the beginning, your heart rate will, or at least I've seen that my heart rate is a little like artificially high in the beginning just because of that. So I've seen on almost every race, even though I feel like I'm starting super very calm and controlled, I have higher heart rate in the very beginning, but that's just like the 10 first minutes. So after that, then I followed my heart rate, and um, but I'm not strictly following the intensity zones, but I'm using it more to kind of check in and get a confirmation that I am on track.